It is a great show. It begins right now. Now. All right, I missed it, but it was right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Katz Tonight.
You are go.
Tony Katz Tonight. A pleasure to be with all of you. 317-239-9393. Toll free 800-571-9422. I hate zero tolerance policies with passion. I don't know if I can say I hate too many things. I think that hate is a rather strong word. I hate zero tolerance policies of every level. I hate them in schools, and I hate them in courtrooms, and I hate them in sports. Yet here we are with Robert Mathis, the AFC Defensive Player of the Year last year, being suspended for the first 4 games of the season for violating the NFL policy on performance-enhancing substances, but I don't know what you call this. Because he wasn't taking a drug specifically to do better on the field. He was taking a drug to help get his wife pregnant. Like many families, he said, my wife and I faced fertility challenges, and I sought medical assistance. I specifically asked the doctor if the medication he prescribed for me would present a problem for the NFL drug testing, and unfortunately, he incorrectly told me that it would not. I made the mistake of not calling the NFL or the NFLPA to double check before I took the medication at the end of last season. The union has worked very closely with me to present all the facts and medical records for consideration of discipline that does not include a suspension because of the unique facts of my case. But the commissioner, Roger Goodell, refused the request. I am deeply saddened that this situation will prevent me from contributing to my team for 4 games, and I regret that I didn't cross-check what my doctor told me before I took the medication. He continued, I hope that my fans will understand the unique circumstances involved here and continue to know that I am a man of integrity who would never intentionally circumvent the performance-enhancing substance policy agreed to by the NFL and my union. The incredible blessing of this very upsetting situation is that after I took the medication very briefly at the end of last season, we learned that my wife is expecting a baby. So, here we are in the world of zero tolerance, in the world of we will not allow players to use drugs of any kind, but in places like Colorado and Washington, or is it Washington or is it Oregon, where they allow marijuana, where they've legalized marijuana, well, if it's legal, well, maybe we'll allow that because after all, it's legal. But if you want to have a baby, we are telling you right now, you are not allowed to be on the field. It should make you scream. Now, why do I bring it up? We've got a lot of incredible news stories out there. I bring it up because this falls in line. This is a unique cultural story that shows the epidemic going on around the nation of trying to create one policy that will handle everything. That if we just say no, that's right, I'm mocking Nancy Reagan as we speak. If we just say no and put it blanket out there, well, it'll just take care of everything, and it'll show how tough we are. Guys trying to have a baby. And I will say this for the record, because I didn't know how difficult this was until my friends started trying to have kids. It is for some people impossible. They try and try and try, and I only hope they're having a good time. But they try and try and try and are unable to get pregnant. Or then there's the other side. They're able to get pregnant, but for whatever reason, this friend here and that friend there, and I am stunned by how many cases I know of this. Miscarriages and worse. And I don't want to get too. It's a Friday night. I don't want to get too into it. But worse. I didn't know it was so difficult. I didn't know it was so difficult for people to get pregnant, for people to go to term. I had no idea. And now we are in a place now where that drug is part of the things that you can't take. Now, what I like about his response, what I like about the response from Robert Mathis, is that he took it. He took it as his. You know what? I didn't double check. You know what? I didn't ask. You know what? I believed my doctor, and I didn't check with the NFL Players Association, and I didn't check with the Colts. My fault, on me. I appreciate that. He isn't going around blaming anybody else, and by the way, he should not. In that case, if you're going to take anything outside of Robitussin, which I don't know, check on that too, you should be checking. And I would argue, and he would probably say, you know what, I should have known better. I absolutely should have known better. I trusted my doctor. I should have known to pick up the phone and check. Maybe somewhere he didn't want to check. Maybe somewhere he just really wanted to have one more child. I believe they have twins, and this is God willing, all goes well, child number 3, as they say in the business. That much is true. He should have checked. But it's clear to anybody who's paying attention, and I have not found anywhere that speaks of it otherwise, he wasn't trying to gain an advantage. Now, you could say you may not have been trying to gain an advantage, but you will gain an advantage. It is going to give you one, and therefore we can't have it. We have to make sure that everybody is playing on the same field. And by the way, I happen to be in favor of that. I have no issue with drug testing. I don't think that we should be having sports where some players get to dope and some don't, and then feel pressured into doping. I am totally opposed to that. You do it based on skill. That's what makes someone like Lance Armstrong so disgusting. For all the good work of the Livestrong organization, and for all that he overcame of cancer, which he did, he doped. He took the drugs, and he doesn't even feel bad about it. This is just what you had to do. He took all the accolades. He took all the money. He ruined careers in the process. That's Lance Armstrong. That's exactly what happened. Floyd Landis, career ruined. Other racers who were part of the USPS team, because they raced for the United States Postal Service, and that was the main sponsor of the team. You can't get Saturday delivery of your mail. That's out of the question. But we can sponsor a team to ride a bike through mountains. Done. Some of those guys, they would have loved to have taken the lead. They would have liked to have won a couple of legs. They would have liked to have led the peloton. They would have enjoyed that quite a bit. Nope. All about Lance Armstrong. And I am a guy who defended the guy, amazed by his physical prowess, amazed by his lung capacity. Oh, no. Tony Katz was not right there, because that was all drug-induced. And even if it wasn't, everyone's going to claim it is, so who am I to try and figure out the truth when he clearly lied and was willing to ruin careers for his benefit? That's not Robert Mathis. That's not what's happening here. We have the zero-tolerance policy that's going to keep him out for 4 games. That quite literally sullies his name. That's too damn bad. That is too bad. And I don't say that as a flippant, too bad for him. I'm saying that sucks. I swear to you, I accept and I appreciate him saying that it's his fault, because it is. But I do. I absolutely feel for the guy. I feel for the team. They came out with what I thought was a very, very nice statement. Where is it? We recognize, say the Colts, the extreme seriousness of this matter and will honor the confidentiality requirements of the league's program. We nevertheless wish to assure Robert and our fans that he remains an honored and cherished member of the Colts family, and that we support him as he deals with this difficult challenge. So I thought that was a nice way to say rules are rules, but he's a Colt and he's staying that way, and there is no anger nor animosity. These zero tolerance policies, though, they don't do us any good. There are circumstances. This wasn't. No one died. He didn't do coke. He wasn't specifically pumping a steroid into himself, injecting between the toes so nobody would find the track marks, at least from every story I've seen, and the story just broke today. Wanted to have a kid. I'm not a fan of zero tolerance policies, just like I'm not a fan of mandatory minimums. The list goes on and on. More ahead. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
Dave, when you started into the heating and air business,
I think what's unfortunate is that he's being treated as though he's done something wrong. He's now put on that same level with people who, have done actual wrong things, and he's missing games because he was trying to have a child.
Changing quickly, and things you can do with your phone.
Yeah, I
standard heating and air conditioning.
I think they gave. I think that's the standard fine, right? That's the standard.
All you need is broadband
downtime
connection and a compatible cell phone, and you can start adjusting.
And that's also driving me nuts.
Adding door locks, lamps.
You could have still said to him
with Nexia Home Intelligence for as little as $9.95 per month. Call us today.
Oh no, Boston.
For less than you can imagine.
Listen to me very carefully.
Heating and air conditioning provider.
I didn't say that he shouldn't have checked. He should have checked.
Call us today at 243-3581.
He should have checked.
B&W Plumbing and Heating, the professionals in the big black truck.
I accept that, and I'm glad that he accepts that. I just hate zero tolerance policies because they make no concession when clearly we live in a world where we need to be able to judge things based on its merits, not based on some kind of rule that we think is going to be a panacea.
I'll have one of our friendly, no-pressure representatives come to your home when it's
I don't see anything wrong with saying that.
Our windows and patio doors are energy efficient, affordable, and beautiful. We make it so easy, and our customer service is
also interesting that this wasn't part of their documentation anywhere, that the NFL hadn't included this.
According to Boston Randy, it was a banned substance.
Something they should touch upon.
According to Boston Randy, it was a banned substance. I'm not nitpicking because he's a Colts player.
That discussed how to handle such a situation if you were intending
no. I don't know if there was anything in the handbook.
Was there any kind of prescribed steps or anything?
I don't know if there was anything in the handbook. But when you admit, hold on, when you admit you didn't check with the NFL, it's totally on him. I just don't like the policy.
I would have thought that the NFL would have anticipated such a situation, seeing as all of their players are men, and some of them would like to have children.
But maybe they did. Again, Randy's saying it was a banned substance, so it may have been on a list, and clearly the NFL thought it was a banned substance, and if he had made the phone call, he would have found out. He may have found out it was a banned substance. He didn't make that call. He should have.
Right, and I'm just saying that maybe it would have also helped had they made that kind of information available. So maybe he wouldn't have had to call.
Whether too busy or too jaded, attorneys often.
But I haven't seen anywhere. Yes, of course it was a testosterone. He wanted to build up a sperm count.
The 10 stupidest mistakes men make when facing divorce. I wish you the best.
Call Cordell & Cordell, 317-322-0122, 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1100, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Get set for summer fun now during Menards Memorial Day sale. Choose from grills, coolers, patio furniture, and more. Plus, check out Menards' great selection of outdoor games from top brands, including Whammo. Enjoy a fun game of catch with trackball. With 2 balls and jumbo-sized rackets, Whammo trackball is on sale now for just $8.88. Seasonal items go fast, so hurry in for the best selection of summer fun at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Baptist Heating and Air. Rob and Tammy Horton have built their family business using every member, including daughters Hannah, Rebecca, and Rachel.
Baptist Heating and Air. Helping people to be comfortable. Helping people to be comfortable. Call 782-19.
I will admit that I'm talking about it, top subject, because I'm on in Indianapolis, and it's an Indianapolis-based story. That's also I think, a bigger story.
If you need reliable, high-quality video production, look no further than PrimeImageMedia.com. PrimeImageMedia.com provides promotional videos, training videos, and conference and event coverage nationwide.
But I'm glad to go over it again because I think it's worth conversation.
With the most reliable video company in the country. Visit PrimeImageMedia.com today to learn more. Mention Tony Katz and get 10% off your...
Oh, I can answer that question.
That's PrimeImageMedia.com.
We have a call on the line. I can totally answer that question.
Check out what's going on.
Awesome. 30 seconds until the
30.
Be sure to join our Home and Garden Show as they broadcast live from Cardwell's Do It Best Home Center on Madison Avenue. Stop by and say hello to the guys and win some prizes, too. And just a friendly reminder to join WIBC at Legends Day at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway on Saturday, May 24th, as the great Mario Andretti is honored.
15 seconds.
Just look for the WIBC tent and spin the prize wheel while you're there.
Grab more info online at WIBC.com. You're listening to Tony Katz Tonight. To talk to Tony, call 239-9393.
You are go.
Is it my birthday?
No, it's not.
Is it your birthday?
Not even close.
Then why are we playing You Say It's Your Birthday? Because we're talking about a baby. I just figured that out.
That's right. That's right.
I just figured that out. We're talking about Robert Mathis. I swear to you, I was stunned. I was perplexed for a moment. I was vexed, if you will. That was well done, Ashley. 2 points for you. 2 points for Ashley. Someone in the chat room, write it down. 2 points for Ashley.
Yay, I'm so proud.
By the way, so Boston Randy, who is a former sports guy, former sports radio guy as well, is saying that it was on the banned substance list. What Robert Mathis took, this drug to help his wife get pregnant, and has now led to a 4-game suspension for him. I am not arguing that it was on any list. I don't know if you're saying it's on a list. I'll agree with you. I am also not arguing that he should have made the phone call. He should have made the phone call to the NFLPA or to the Colts and not trusted the doctor solely. I am absolutely agreeing with this. My issue, if we want to call it that, is that we take this idea of the zero tolerance policy as somehow a panacea. It will solve all problems, but I don't think it does. I don't think it does in politics. I don't think it does in courts. I don't think it does on the field at all. And to the question of, I'm only talking about this because it's the Colts. Well, there's no doubt I'm talking about it because it's the Colts. I happen to be on in a little town called Indianapolis. Just how it works. But I think it has this unique national play, and it's going to, ask this question, beg this question. It wasn't being done to be duplicitous. It was being done to be able to have a child. He didn't make the call. And I said, I want to make sure I'm clear, it's very possible he didn't want to make the call. He didn't want to find out. He had no interest in telling his wife, hey, I can't take this medicine because I'll be told I can't play 4 games. Maybe that's exactly what he said, and she said, I don't care. It's just 4 games. I don't know. I'm totally speculating there. I am making that up. I think he took it very, very well. I thought his statement about getting the suspension was honest, upfront, clear. I did it. I didn't check. It's my fault. I think zero tolerance policies don't do any good at all. At all. Let me go to the phones. Jim, welcome to Tony Katz Tonight. What is up, Jim?
Well, I tend to agree with you on that, Tony, but what I want to hear from you is what's your opinion on what should happen to Jimmy Irsay, a guy who for the second time has abused prescription drugs. Shouldn't he be held to a higher standard than a player?
The answer is no, because the players made a deal via their union with the NFL ownership, and NFL owners have a different deal because they're not the ones on the field. The drug policies that the NFL has, whether you agree or disagree with the level of their strenuousness, their strictness, are all about ensuring that nobody has a competitive advantage on the field that comes artificially. It has to come from training. It has to come from practice. It has to come from a God-given ability. And to the drug issues, or the addiction issues, I should say, of Jim Irsay were not testosterone. We're not something to build the muscles. We're not something to increase speed. Was not something to increase stamina or recovery time. So we're talking about apples and chipmunks here. Two very, very different things, and I appreciate the phone call, Jim. But it's clearly a big difference in the two. Owners are not players, and players are not owners. And they accept certain rules, different rules about their own conduct. As for Jim Irsay, owner of the Colts, who is out of rehab now, I believe he's out of rehab now.
Yes, he is.
I hope that rehab has worked for him. I hope he continues to work whatever program that he's on, because addiction is a horrific thing, and addiction affects people whether they're rich or whether they're poor. It affects people. It is a condition of the mind, not a condition of really anything else. And getting your head around it and being able to overcome it, or to learn so much of how to manage whatever it is your addiction is, it isn't easy. That's not condoning it. That's not excusing it. That is. If you want to look at it this way, if Jim Irsay has a problem with drugs and alcohol, that's something that he has to manage, and it's possible he will lapse. If Jim Irsay had a problem with drugs and alcohol and then had hurt somebody in a car accident, then you could have a conversation about suspension, etc., or whatever it would mean to the league, to the team. You could completely go into that. That would not be an issue whatsoever. And I think that this is a story that's going to get some play because of what he was trying to do. It's going to garner a tremendous amount of sympathy. And I think I truly believe that it's going to get people to re-examine. I don't think the NFL changes their position. I don't believe that they have to in terms of a banned substance, and he should have checked. But the zero tolerance side of it is what causes the 4 game, I believe. And there is where my issue is. Quickly, Paul, welcome to Tony Katz Tonight. What's up, Paul? Paul.
You there?
There we go. What's up, baby?
All right. Good to talk to you again, Tony. The zero tolerance policies, they're nothing more than a cop-out for the people in authority positions, because they don't want to make a judgment call about anything. You know, when a Eagle Scout takes...
What the heck? He was making a great point.
He was. I hope he calls back.
He was making a great point. By the way, in our chat room there, TonyKatz.com, Beautifly Wings was making the same point that zero tolerance policies is equivalent and equals laziness. I think there is something to be said for that. We've got more ahead. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
There's the bell. Are you up and at 'em, raring to go?
I am not sure what happened there.
That's so weird.
I hope he calls back, because he was making an excellent point.
Yes.
Not only does the Sleep Number bed allow you to adjust to your perfect...
I'm going to move on in stories.
Sleep number setting.
So
let your partner set his or her perfect sleep number setting too. And we all know when your partner's happy, you're happy. But if they're tossing and turning, well, not so much. Research proves that the Sleep Number bed contours to your body for more proper spinal alignment. The Sleep Number bed is the only...
Who's talking about Frosty?
...to reduce back pain and improve sleep quality. The Sleep Number bed...
Frosty
Paul is back. I know you wanted to change topics, but he did call back.
All right. I do want to change topics
now to find all beds on sale for...
Okay.
Just leave him there. I may get back to him. Just leave him there right now.
Okay.
I'll see what I can do.
For a C2 Queen mattress. Only the Sleep Number store. Find us at one of our 5 stores in the Indianapolis area. For your local store, visit sleepnumber.com. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
If you're shopping for a home, you already know that being pre-approved for a mortgage is a must. What you may not know is that being pre-approved by a big bank does not guarantee you a mortgage, even with great credit. According to a Wall Street Journal report, those banks reject as many as 33.6% of applicants, including pre-approvals. That's why you need a pre-approval from First Option Mortgage, even if you already have one from a bank. First of all, it's free, and First Option has access to programs that even the largest banks don't, so we can approve the loans they can't. We get a lot of calls from frantic homebuyers when the bank turns them down at the last minute. We can usually help, but why take a chance? Call us first. Our pre-approval is free. First Option Mortgage, 317-713-9500. 713-9500.
First Option Mortgage, the people you call first.
317-713-9500.
84 Lumber understands. We understand that when you're building, you need a partner you can depend on. A partner who understands both your commitment to a quality project and your bottom line. A partner with expert advice, top-line materials, and is as dedicated to a successful end result as you are. Because at 84 Lumber, your project is our project. Build smarter to last longer with your complete project partner, 84 Lumber. Find your store at 84lumber.com. That's 84lumber.com.
Do you remember what you looked like and felt like just 9 years ago? Hi, this is Denny Smith, and 9 years ago I was out of shape, feeling sluggish, and not very happy with my general state of health. An old friend recommended I try Exercise Inc. to try a different type of exercising that only took 20 minutes a week. Truthfully, I thought my friend was full of it, but here I am 9 years later still doing that 20 minutes a week, and I've never felt better. You ought to try it. And just know that it'll be the toughest 20 minutes of your life. You'll be doing 5 or 6 specific exercises that last less than 3 minutes on custom machines, and you'll come out of those slow cadence exercises pretty much exhausted. But don't worry. You recover really quickly, and you won't believe how much better you'll feel. And you'll find yourself so much healthier and in better and better shape each and every week. Just call them. It's Exercise Inc., and they're in 3 different locations, in Avon, in Brownsburg, and in Zionsville, all of them for you. 873-5700. That's 873-5700 or exerciseinc.com.
Springtime in Indy, and after a brutal winter, do what Patty did. Call Rhino Shield.
What motivated me to call was 2 projects that we had at our house. The summers would come and go, and I finally just said, got to get these 2 things painted. They look terrible, and it needs to be done. And that's how we got involved with Rhino Shield.
Rhino Shield's
I spoke to Paul, let him know that you wanted to shift topics, but that you wanted him to hold on just in case, so he said okay.
No mess. It all looks great. I was very pleased.
Central Indiana. Call Rhino Shield now and get 15% off the regular price. 15%.
Call Rhino Shield. The professional people that will come out and do the painting is well worth the investment.
And as Jim Williams, owner of Rhino Shield, says,
this offer's limited, so hurry. Call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint, don't vinyl. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
If you need reliable, high-quality video production, look no further than PrimeImageMedia.com. PrimeImageMedia.com provides promotional videos, training videos, and conference and event coverage nationwide.
Got
Get
it.
a high-quality, consistent look
Got
at
it.
corporate videos with the most reliable video company in the
You will have 15 seconds after this spot is over.
To learn more, mention Tony Katz and get 10% off your first
Thank
production.
you.
That's PrimeImageMedia.com.
Oh, my.
PrimeImageMedia.com.
Springtime is here, and with it comes warmer temperatures, and that means you'll need cooler air. Find an American Standard dealer near you at WIBC.com. This
No,
hour is
I think I
powered
just
by
had a
Westview
spasm.
Hospital.
Some kind of
See Tony
t-shirt.
Katz tonight. To talk to Tony, call
Stand by.
239-9393.
You are go.
I've now been able to take in a tremendous amount of information about the scandal at the Department of Veterans Affairs. How at hospitals in Arizona and now in other places, VA hospitals, that there has been a cooking of the books. There has been one set of records for the real wait times that veterans have to see a doctor, and another one that is kept for political reasons to be able to show what a good, efficient hospital they are. Patients die waiting on a hidden waiting list without ever being given an appointment. There was the bad boy list, I think they called it, where if you told the truth about how long the waits were, you actually got punished. There was this culture that absolutely forbid the truth from being told. And you have the secretary there, Shinseki, a former general himself, saying he's mad as hell, as if somehow I should care that he's mad as hell veterans are dead. Veterans are dead because politics mattered more than life. First of all, it leads to, of course, the key question, the key conversation, the one that in the world of Obamacare so smacks you in the face, you have to wonder how anyone cannot ask this question. I don't consider myself in any way the smartest guy in the room for asking the following. If this, to prove how smart we are, to prove how good we are, to show others, if at this, for our veterans, they're willing to cook the books, to lie about wait times, to not see patients and not give appointments for a year plus, how the hell do we think Obamacare is going to work? This is what we do to our veterans. How in the world is Obamacare supposed to work for you, me, and we? How in the world can government actually do this? And you have to understand the numbers. There is indeed a rise in outpatient visits. It was 46.5 million in 2002. It was 83.6 million in 2012. A very interesting article I have from Financial Times wants to blame it as unintended consequences of the wars of Afghanistan and Iraq. Now, I don't like the way they have phrased that because it's a blame Bush dog whistle. But even so, these wars did indeed happen, wars that were okayed by Republicans and Democrats. So you clearly have more veterans. There are more than 970,000 veterans from those wars who have filed disability claims, taking the total enrolled in the VA system to 8.57 million. That's how many are in the system. And the visits went from 46.5 million in 2002 to 83.6 million in 2012. All right? So there's visits, which have nearly doubled in a decade, and there's the number of people in the system, 8.57. Yet the budget has also increased from $73 billion in 2006 to $153 billion this year. It has also doubled. So at least we should know the numbers. Important to know the numbers. You need to be able to share these things and discuss these things because one of the things that I like about this article, and it is true, and I know that I'm going to run into it. I know that I'm going to run into the partisanship on this subject. This is not a place for politics. We have dead veterans because we had people lying about seeing them or getting them appointments. You have double the number of people doing visits from 46 million to 83 million. It's not, it's not exactly double, but let's call it double for the sake of the conversation. You have 8.5 million people in the system. You've doubled the number of visits to 83 million, yet you've doubled the budget. You have $153 billion when you only had $73 billion back in 2006. According to one of the doctors, Sam Foote, as many as 40 patients had died after being placed on a hidden waiting list that could last up to a year, while officials at the hospital shredded documents and faked evidence to make it seem as if waiting times were under control. To put that in perspective, to try and give that, I've been trying to come up with an analogy for that we've seen elsewhere. If I ran a business and in one hand I had the books of what was really happening with the business, but on the other side I left out a couple of key expenditures to make the numbers look better because I was going to sell that business, or by showing you these better numbers, I got a better bonus. Right? That's what happened here. Not only were they keeping the secret list, but they were proactive in faking evidence to ensure something better for themselves. And now there are 7 others who are saying that VA hospitals around the country, claiming officials at hospitals were sometimes paid bonuses for reducing declared waiting times. You see how that works? They needed to show that the wait times were down so they could make money, and they allowed people to die to do it. Now, here is one of the rare instances in our politics these days within this administration, because it will come back to the administration. It will come back to the administration, where we have seen a resignation. We saw it today. Dr. Robert Mathis, Undersecretary for Health in the Department of Veterans Affairs. His resignation was accepted by Secretary Shinseki. The interesting thing about this Dr. Mathis is that he was scheduled to retire in 2014, and the VA, the Department of Veterans Affairs, has been searching for his replacement for 8 months. So we have doctors who are trying to make extra cash by lying about seeing patients, letting them die, 40 in one hospital in Arizona, and the only person to resign thus far was a guy already scheduled to retire this year. It's May. It's what is today, the 16th? It's mid-May. He was going to retire sometime in the next 7 months. Just came a little early. I don't know if he's going to lose a pension. I don't know if he's going to lose any dollars. And by the way, he was asked, this Dr. Mathis, asked if such cooking of the book should be a firing offense. He said, and I'm quoting, "I don't know whether that's the appropriate level of punishment." Trying to figure out a way to save the next few months. He can milk us taxpayers for another couple bucks. This does come to the administration's doorstep in a very, very interesting way. Benghazi and the Benghazi cover-up is real and disgusting and despicable, and those people opposed to finding out the truth are wrong and horrific people. They're shameful people. They are people you should drop from your life. The IRS scandal is disgusting and sick. The IRS being used as a cudgel against Americans. People who believe in that kind of activity, who think that it's okay and acceptable, should be dropped from your life. Both of those scandals, which are real and disgusting and despicable, and men died in one case and people were subjugated in another, both have value, are both real. We need more answers, not less. The science is not in. All of the questions have not been asked or answered, no matter what Chuck Todd of NBC thinks. But this, veterans died and were allowed to die and were left to die. There is no right versus left here. There is no conservative versus liberal here. There is no Republican versus Democrat here. This is soldiers, veterans being left to die. Somebody has to pay for that. With their job, with jail time, or both. More ahead. This is Tony Katz tonight.
Men, have you ever been embarrassed when the time was right, but you just couldn't perform?
What's also important in the VA situation is that for many individuals, especially older veterans, like my 94-year-old World War II veteran grandfather, this is their only doctor. So when they want to go to see the doctor, they have to go to the VA. And
Right.
That's something that I haven't seen mentioned a whole lot. But for a lot of people, this is their primary care physician.
Hours of full, long-lasting performance. This is the most medically sound solution available. No pain, no surgery. Your total cost for doctor visit. All tests, including PSA and testosterone,
or
are
not.
a special rate of $299.
No, what or not? I didn't say anything.
So I didn't know if
All right.
707
I was listening.
1163.
Okay.
I was listening.
707 1163.
I thought I said something. I thought I said good point.
They perform before you pay.
But sometimes on the talk back, you don't hear me.
And absolutely no more.
It's because I only have, I can't hear you through the thing.
1163. Call 866.
By the way, Boston Randy heading down to Nikki Blaine's tonight. Congratulations. A fine place to be. Nikki Blaine's or Blend if you're a little more north. Good spots. Also, you can have a cigar at tastings, which I always forget about. So you can head over to the other side of the Conrad, around the corner there, and you bring your own cigar, just get a glass of wine, and you can sit outside and do it up. So there's a couple of places. And don't get me wrong, I love Nikki Blaine's, and the outside to me is everything. But it might be too cold, the whole hail thing. I should ask about that.
It is very cold.
We'll get into that when we return. But I haven't had a chance to do this story yet. I always find that people are jumping on these stories without getting enough information. And it's probably me and just the way I process. I really want to get more of a feel, more of a taste before I go forward. And sometimes I am delayed by a day or so until more of the information comes out. I don't believe in being first to a story. I believe in being right to a story. I don't see how we let this just slide. And I think we should mock incessantly the idea that the only resignation is from a guy who was already set to retire this year. I mean, it's such nonsense. It's such sickness. By the way, tomorrow I have a cool day. I'll tell you all about it when we return. I have such a good day. Oh, so much fun.
Now that makes sense. Tell your elected representative to stand up for affordable electricity. Go to countoncoal.org. By the National Mining Association.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Grove Heating and Air Conditioning. Owner Al Grove says American Standard puts quality before everything else.
When I went into business myself, I went to see the American Standard distributor because I wanted that brand. And I put it in, and I never have trouble with it. I just don't.
Grove Heating and Air Conditioning invites you to celebrate the indoors with Comfort Plus rebates this spring on American Standard air equipment. Get more info at IndyHomeComfort.com or call 323-8320.
Milto Cleaners would like to remind you that if you aren't dressing for a promotion, you're probably dressing for a demotion. You see, if you want a leg up on the competition, that leg needs to be swaddled in thoroughly clean, freshly pressed pants. It's why Milto's team of cleaning specialists and garment care technicians use their borderline unnatural obsession with clean to make you the odds-on favorite for Employee of the Month. Yet again, Milto Cleaners. Milto.com.
Problem, you're sneezing, wheezing, it's dusty, yuck. Think you can have a clean, healthy home with a portable air purifier?
What is going on?
Because that only solves the problems in
20 seconds.
With an Aprilaire air cleaner, you'll capture teensy tiny particles in every room of your home. Your heating and cooling specialist installs it and it's clean, it's healthy.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Quality solutions only with Aprilaire.
Go to aprilaire.com to find a local indoor air quality specialist. Aprilaire. Feel good inside.
To talk to Tony Katz, call 800-571-9422 or 239-9393. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
You are go.
So I'm on the phone today with a friend in Indiana, not Arizona, in Indiana. And they say to me, so, like, when you left, did you take all the warm weather with you? And what are you talking about? And then I check the weather report. Hail, freezing, Everything except locusts, darkness, and smiting of the firstborn. The plagues have come to Indiana. What is happening? How cold is it right now?
When I came into work, it was 49 degrees. So right now it is, drum roll, please.
I don't do drum rolls. I'm sorry.
I wasn't expecting that.
Okay.
Right now it is 48, and I had to get out my coat.
And there was hail today, right? It was rain. There was hail.
Yes.
Total madness.
Springtime in Indiana.
Is that normal? Like, is that every May you can expect this?
One of the jokes around here is, if you don't like the weather, wait a day, it will change.
Well, wait a day. Usually it's wait 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, not a selling point that you can go from this warm weather, and I actually thought when I was there it was a touch humid.
It is very humid here, especially our summers are very humid, very sticky.
See, no one has explained this to me properly.
Oh, Tony.
I often ask, so what's the weather like? And the chicks are like, oh, it's fantastic. We love it here.
The chicks are big fat liars if they told you that our weather is fantastic.
And Garrison's like, are you kidding? This is the greatest spot in the world. I'm Greg Garrison, and I'm here to tell you that the weather here is the best weather anywhere. Thank you. Good Feet store. Like, that's all he said.
Tony, in the summer.
By the way, that's not a bad Garrison impression. I've been working on it.
No, that was fantastic. I commend you for that.
I have been working on my Garrison ever since I met him. I'm like, oh, this must be done. But he's not an easy one. He is not easy at all. But you were going to say?
I was just going to say that in the summers here, if you get a real Indiana summer, it is not just 95 degrees. It is 95 degrees with like 75-80% humidity, so when you step out the door you can feel the moisture hitting you in the face.
Hey, I used to live in Tampa Bay. I know.
Yes.
I know what that's like. In the chat room, Marty the mailman in our chat room at TonyKatz.com saying snow showers on race day. No,
that's not what I've heard, but we can double check. Let's see here.
You check that. By the way, I did, however, today. The station, of course, WIBC, home of the Indianapolis 500, has been for forever, and this year is no exception. I think they're flag to flag this year as well. Well, they have been going through and unearthing original recordings of the Indy 500, and so it's become a whole special that they've done. And our dear sports Mike Thompson, has been instrumental in doing Heroes of the 500. It's an incredible series. I actually got asked to voice one of them, so I did it today. You'll be hearing it. If they use it, I hope it came out well. You'll be hearing it. Me voicing. It's the 1954 Indy, and it's very cool. It's very cool how they put that together, and the job that Sports Mike has done on it. So listen for it at WIBC, and I think they might have them up at WIBC.com. Now, by the way, according to Marty, it was 2006. But you're saying that this next weekend they're not predicting snow, are they?
No. The forecast right now only goes out, what I'm looking at from the National Weather Service, only goes out until Friday, and they're saying a high near 74. So if that holds steady through the weekend, that'll be really nice weather for the 500.
74 would be exceptional.
The year a couple years ago, it was like 92 or 93 on race day, and that's just not good for people.
Yeah,
not good
very,
at all.
very hot. And I've been learning about the Indy 500. 53 is considered the hottest day ever. The 1953 Indy 500 was the hottest race ever, but the 54 was also rather steamy, rather sticky, rather unfun. But let me also share this with you. I mean, we're a shortened show on Friday. Oh, it drives me crazy. June, I think we start the 3-hour shows. Do we have a date certain of when we start the 3-hour shows?
I have not been given an exact date, but I know that it is sooner rather than later.
Is that true? It is sooner rather than later.
It is very soon, very soon.
So tomorrow, I am doing an event here in the Los Angeles area in the Inland Empire. It is a whole Unite IE, which is Inland Empire, which is part of Los Angeles. And all about how to get people active and involved in the process, the political process, how to move information, how to share information, etc. So I am on stage with my compatriots Kurt Schlichter, the author of Conservative Insurgency, available at Amazon.com, and Stephen Cruiser, of course, columnist at Daily Caller. Also on stage, Evan Sayet, author of The Kindergarten of Eden, Guy Benson, political editor at Town Hall, Dinesh D'Souza will be there, and Ann Coulter. And from what I am being told, that after my portion, right, I'm on with Kurt and Steven. We quite literally have a stage show we've been putting together now for a few months. And so this is the quasi-unveiling of it. After that, according to sources, we share the stage after that with Ann Coulter. So it'll be me and Kurt Schlichter and Steven Cruiser and Ann Coulter. We're just going to wrap it out. We're just going to hang. We're just going to talk. Maybe drink. I will bring a cooler. Maybe some Zimas. Do you like a good Zima, Ashley?
Do they still make that?
I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. But we can find some. We can find some.
Like a time capsule.
When
maybe.
I was in college, I will admit that Zima was the hottest thing. Actually, it was just after college. Zima was the hottest thing on planet Earth. Zima was everything. And I can't remember what it tasted like. I cannot picture it on the lips. I could picture the bottle, the clear bottle, and I want to say it tasted like Sprite, but I have no idea what it tasted. I can't remember for the life of me what it tasted like.
Wikipedia says that it had a citrus taste.
All right.
It's actually vaguely related to Smirnoff Ice as far as flavor and content.
I've never had a Smirnoff Ice. Have you?
Yes.
All right. That's because you drink a lot. Do you
yes,
want
all the time.
Do you want to talk
Drinking
about
right
that? Of course you are. Of course you are. You can't follow Ashley on Twitter. She's not on Twitter. I say heretic. Follow me at Tony Katz, TonyKatz. Podcast up at TonyKatz.com. Look forward to Monday, a fantastic show. Until then, much love. Take care.
Are you looking for a church where you can connect with God in a beautiful...
Did you want to do a promo?
Pastor John
Yes.
of Tabernacle Presbyterian.
You're in program 2, and welcome to rock and roll whenever you feel ready.
All right. Today on Tony Katz Tonight, what's the real story behind this possible new Indiana healthcare system? 9 p.m. on 93 WIBC.
That was beautiful.
I'm out. Go have a good day.
All right, I will talk to you next week.
Take care. Bye. Guys, it is going to be nuts. It is going to be unbelievable tomorrow. Can't wait. Cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun. So much fun. Oh, my goodness. So looking forward to that quite a bit. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be really, really, really good. And Marty, stop trying to get me to move to Indiana. Calm yourself. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, an hour. The hour goes by so fast. Just to think that we used to do just an hour. Like that was the standard. It's, man, something else. Something else. Guys, appreciate it. Thank you so much. We'll catch you on Monday. Take care, guys.